Welcome to Super Max Z, where today Super Max Z is going to put his hand in anime reviewing. By reviewing, I don't mean I'll review it, but more try to explain the story up to a certain point. I can't do the full anime because, of course, it's my first time. So this will be dealing with the show whose picture is here. I think, bad at pronouncing the name, but I think it's Toradara. But so to not offend the fans of the show, I'll try not to use the name a lot, but most likely I won't. But this anime, I'll be reviewing episode 1 to 5 of this anime using the dub only. Sorry for the people who thought I would be using the sub, or who people think that the sub is the best, but for me it's easier to use the dub because I don't really understand Japanese, because I'm not somebody who knows Japanese, and also I don't really feel like reading for the amount of time it takes to, like 25 minutes of reading to watch 5 of them. So I was using the dub for this review. So let us begin with episode 1. The main character, how I've had the name being pronounced, is Takasu. Takasu looks like a gangster, but he's not really a gangster. But being known as looking like a gangster has really got to his mental health, and he's kind of very self-conscious. So now when he goes to class, as he gets like confused, and then he ends up bumping into a girl who is known as the Palm Tiger. He doesn't really know why, but he does kind of figure it out eventually. Now at the end of the day, of course, he goes to get his bag, but the Palm Tiger tries to stop him because it looks like something is very confusing. But after getting his bag and going, he just chills at his home for a while, and then after finding a letter in his bag that explains why he was stopped from trying to get his bag, the Palm Tiger, who lives close to where he lives, comes at him with a knife. Okay, not a knife, more like a sword made out of wood, and tries to like knock him out or make him have amnesia to forget everything. But then he just says that there was not even a letter in the envelope. All he found was just an envelope because the Palm Tiger forgot to put the letter inside. And yes, the wooden sword is able to cause a hole in the wall. So that's kind of interesting. Now after that, because he really just wanted this time, he had to go. He promised that he would do anything that he was told to do by her to help her in any sort of way. And that's mostly where the plot of episode 1 ends. Episode 2 takes place. Okay, Takasu is made to help the Palm Tiger because of the promise he made, of course. But there are some rumors that they are together mostly because of the proximity of how much the proximity of their houses. So it seems like they are walking together, but it's also mostly because of the proximity of the houses more than anything. But the next day the rumors are proven false anyway, so most people know that's a false. The Palm Tiger tries her best to confess but gets friend zoned. Oof, that's the worst. Getting friend zoned, that's the worst. But after that, Takasu will then help her from there. Now that's mostly the end of the plot of episode 2. Episode 3, Takasu helps a shop with work during the weekend because he wanted to go to a restaurant because Takasu's crush worked there, so he wanted to go to that restaurant, but found out that she's actually helping at a shop during the time. So he helps the shop during the weekend and learns that the Palm Tiger does not know how to ride a bike at all. And then for a while, Takasu just gets locked in a storage room for a lot of time. Like most of the episode, he's like locked in the storage room. And that's where mostly the plot of episode 3 kind of ends. Episode 4, Takasu has to lie that he sells lunches so that the people don't discover that he's actually making lunch for the palm tiger, because the palm tiger can't make herself lunch at all. And then because he promised to help her in anything, he has to do that. And also because they live very close together, that just kind of happens. So he has to lie that he sells lunches to avoid more rumors. Also that one, also to avoid more rumors, that one is also there. And he's also forced to take pictures of the palm tiger's crash because of the fact he promised to help her in anything. So that's mostly the plot of episode 4. Episode 5, the plot is a new transfer student who is also a model, who was a model, starts being trouble for them after they're in a restaurant. They meet the new model with the friend of Takasu also there. After leaving, Takasu and his friend, who already knew the true nature of the person, but Takasu also now learns the true nature of the person because she's very mean. Either that or she doesn't know a lot about social cues, like she does say later in this episode, of course. But now, because the new transfer student who will transfer to their school the next day is the friend to like Takasu's friend, who is Palm Tiger's crush, not crutch like the ones people used to work. So after that, the new student is of course really mean, but acts nice. Yeah, but she acts nice, but I think she's also very clumsy. Okay, and also she thinks Takahasu likes her, but we really can't tell if that is the truth. But it seems that the new transfer student, who is a model, like I said, has a secret or some type of mystery surrounding them when it comes to why they quit modeling and chose this school. But that's the end of episode 5. So that's the explanation to the story from episode 1 up to episode 5. I know there are more people who would want me to continue, but if you do want me to continue to episode 6 to 10 and to finish the whole series eventually, you should like, share and subscribe and come again to watch another video of Super Maxi. So if a lot of people like and a lot of people see, I'll do part 2 covering episode 6 to 10. So that's the end of the story up to episode 5. Like I said, the reason I didn't use a lot of video clips is because of I once got a copyright strike in this year, and I know that you only need 3 in a year to get terminated, so I'm not trying to risk any more copyright strikes. Maybe in next year or maybe 2 years I might use a few video clips, but to avoid getting copyright struck on a video like this, I've used photos for this one. So I would really advise that you watch the show or the anime, like most people would say, the dub or sub depending on your own taste, because I've cut out a lot of materials like the jokes and some things that explain. Seeing this as a replacement would be doing the show a disservice, because most likely I haven't even explained the plot in a very good way. So I would really advise that you go watch the show for yourself. Also because I might not do a part 2 if this video doesn't get enough views, so I would really advise you go watch the show on your own to get your own opinion and see what you'll think about the show. This is Super Maxi heading out.